Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahawashi, Call Loyim La Yahawashi, Yahawashi, Bashir Kakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone who rule well, and as always, peace and salutations to the full elect tabernacle of David scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And I want to stress this, man, because at the end of the day, it's about your attitude and mindset in this faith. And the apostle said it best. He quoted the scripture: "Before honor is humility." And then, he listed the title: "We ought not to think of ourselves more highly than we ought to think." And that's in Romans, the 12th chapter, the third verse. And it can happen when you in the flesh, where you can become, big-headed, conceited, and you get to the point where there's some type of empty void from within that you feel should be filled because of the works that you do. Jake feel like they got to be applauded, they got to receive accolades, they got to get that pat on the back, they got to get that corruptible crown. Me honestly speaking, as a man, I I wouldn't feel right receiving this type of honor. While I'm still in this flesh, still liable to go off. Still haven't, not finished my course. You know, I wouldn't feel right celebrating a touchdown before we even hit the end zone. I'd rather win the game and then do my backflips or whatever, or let men, pick me up and what they call that, at the concerts when they pick you up, the crowd pick you up and hold you, above them like a mosh pit. But we're still in the fight. We're still in the battle, man, and everything haven't been completed. All right, we have to endure to the end before receive salvation. And you know who's going to give us the honor? Yahawashi. Yahawashi is going to be the one that's going to place the crowns upon our head and give us the palms in our hand. He's the one that's going to give the validation, the I'm trying to pronounce it right, the authentication. All right, if I pronounced it right, he's the one that's going to give us that. But just notice when Yahawashi was on the scene, he had a certain mindset, he had a certain attitude, and when we come into this thing, we come into this thing because we're here to serve Yahawashi. Yahawashi was the one that loosened the seals. He's the one that opened up the understanding. He's the one that gave us the access to the Holy Spirit. So if anything, he should be the one receiving the honor because he's getting it in the spiritual realm. He hasn't receiving it on earth yet. So I just want to add on to this lesson, man, because this is definitely not the mindset and attitude that, you know, we teach here at Great Millstone. The apostles and the elders, who rule well, who lead us, they've never given us this kind of example. These are humble, lowly men. All right, and the scriptures say, let this mind be in you, which was also in Mashyach, Yahawashi. All right, and Yahawashi, he didn't receive honor from men, and the apostle actually brought that out in this lesson. So let's real quick, let's go to First Peter 2, because if anything, we're to emulate Yahawashi. We're supposed to follow in his footsteps. First Peter 2 and 21. First Peter 2, verse 21, it says, "For even hereunto were you called, because of Mashiach also suffer for us, leaving us an example that you should follow his steps." So if anything, we're supposed to honor Yahawashi by emulating how he walked. And it's the same thing with the elder apostles. We esteem them over us because they're the ones who taught us what we know. So when we give them double honors, as it is written, let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor. It just basically mean that we value those men because they the ones who set the example. We entered into their labors, so we are to give them respect. And even within that, they don't even want all the praise and the glory. They're very lowly men, and I can attest to that, man. All right, they treat us, like brothers, and they want us to treat them as brothers. Because at the end of the day, we all are trying to, seek out our own salvation with fear and with trembling. Okay, so until we make it, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what our what our stance is or what our status is with the Heavenly Father. We just hope that what we're doing is pleasing in His sight. You know, so Yahweh Shai gave us the ultimate example of how to walk and what mindset and attitude to have. He came in meekness, lowliness. All right, so he didn't receive honor from me. Even when they tried to crown him, he didn't want that glorification. Okay, so anyway, let's go from there to Hebrews 12 because he's the author and finisher of our faith, and he had to go through humiliation and shame first before he got that honor. Okay, Hebrews 12 and 1 it says, "Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doeth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us, looking unto Yahawashi, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross." So before the joy, he had to suffer humiliation. He had to suffer pain, anguish, agony, right? Despising the shame, the disgrace, the dishonor, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of the Most High. So he didn't receive his glory until he went through what he had to go through, until his course was fulfilled. He had to endure the cross. He literally lowered himself. So that's to be noted. That's the example that we should be following. And also know this as well, man, because the Lord even spoke it in a parable. We're to be seen, or should I say, we're to say that we're unprofitable servants. Let's go there real quick to Luke, and that really puts it in perspective. Because we when we received this wasn't of ourselves, man. Okay, this is not of ourselves at all, man. Yahweh Shai, he woke us up, and he gave us those jewels in these earthen vessels. Matter of fact, let me go to that, and then we're gonna come to this in the book of Luke. I'm gonna go to 1 Corinthians 4 and 7. And they had my man sitting there like he king, man. They got him sitting in the king's seat. I don't want that kind of honor on this side, man. Let's get 1 Corinthians 4 and 7. First Corinthians 4, verse 7, it says, Salakia. No, it's actually Second Corinthians 4. But this is a good one too. First Corinthians 4, and I'll start at verse 5. It says, therefore judge nothing before the time until the Lord come, who both will bring to light the hidden things of darkness and will make manifest the counsels of the hearts. That's why everything is being kept in store and reserved until the day of judgment. All these Israelites doing the stuff that they're doing, the Lord's he's gonna bring everything to light, man, and it's all gonna be made clear. All the counsels of the hearts of men. And it says, and then shall every man have praise of the Most High, because that's who you should be seeking the praise of, the Most High, and not of men. All right. Now, every once in a while, you might hear brothers, big you up. There's nothing wrong with that. It says, let other men's lips praise thee, and not thyself. You know, but that's where it should stop. We're not gonna throw no whole celebration about it and put you in a king's seat. It says, and these things, brethren, I have in figure transferred to myself and to Apollos for your sake, that you might learn in us not to think of men above that which is written, that no one of you be puffed up for one against another. For who maketh thee to differ from another? And what hast thou that thou didst not receive? Now, if thou didst receive it, why doest thou glory as if thou hast not received it? All right, and that's the point. Okay, you receive this understanding, you receive this knowledge. The faith that you have, the Lord gave that to you in measure. You received that, man. So the honor should go to who actually gave it to you. So let's go from there to Second Corinthians 4 and 7. Yeah, Second Corinthians 4, and I'm gonna start at verse 6. It says, for the Most High, who commanded the light to shine out of darkness, have shined in our hearts, to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of the Most High in the face of Yahawashi Mashyach. But we have this treasure in earthen vessels, that the excellency of the power may be of the Most High and not of us. See, the excellence of the power is of the Most High through his only begotten Son, is not of us. We just received it. So when we go out there and do what we're doing, it's because it is our duty. So let's get that in Luke 17. Luke 17 and 10, it says, so likewise ye, when you shall have done all those things which are commanded you. All right, Jabak was out there for decades. Now, yeah, that's commendable, but let's see, because the course ain't over yet. The fight hasn't been finished. So let's Lord willing, you enduring to the end, but still, while you've been out there laboring, there's still certain doctrines that you still got to get right. Can't give him the full credit until he, fix those particular things. We still don't know what his stance is on Cornelius. He still don't believe that the mark, the charagma, is the implant, and that's a big deal. Because at the end of this thing, when it finally becomes manifest, are you still going to have that same praise for that man when it boils down to it? When it becomes manifest that that is exactly what it is, and you see that this man all these years, even though he appeared to be a good teacher, that he wasn't right on that, and certain people in the congregation, or most of the people, because of his understanding and his teaching of that particular prophecy, are you still in is he still to be honored after he, misled you, misguided you, you know? So that's why we got to wait until the end. The Lord's going to make manifest who's worthy, of the honor and the praise. It says, we are unprofitable servants. All right, that's what we are to say. We're unprofitable servants. We have done that which was our duty to do. So, in other words, we don't need to be honored for what we're doing because it is our duty to do it anyway. We owe that to Yahawashi. All right, he went through the humiliation. He went through the suffering, and he was without spot and blameless. And he took away our sins. Now we have mercy. Now we have grace. So now we have to, we this is the least we can do is do this simple task. Feed his lamb, feed his sheep. That's our duty because we owe it to him. Now, when you look up that word duty, and I've mentioned this in a lesson before, the word is ophilo. All right, ophilo. And it says down here to owe, to owe money, be in debt for that which is due, the debt. All right. So we're pretty much debtors to Yahawashi because he purchased us with his own blood, man. We were bought with a price. So now that he's purchased us, now we gotta work for him. So that shouldn't be celebrated. That you're doing what you're supposed to do. All right, let the CEO come in and honor his laborers. You know what? I'm gonna throw y'all some. I'm gonna get y'all some drinks and we're gonna get some food. You know, normally that's coming from the top, and then we always bring out Second Ezra, the second chapter. It talks about that multitude that's gonna finally receive that honor. But before we go through that, we got to endure the suffering. We got to go through the suffering first. First Peter was at 4. Yeah, First Peter 4:13 it says, "But rejoice in as much as you are partakers of Yahweh's sufferings, that when His glory shall be revealed, you may be glad also with exceeding joy. If you be reproached for the name of a Mashyach, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of the Most High resteth upon you. On their part he is evil spoken of, but on your part he is glorified." All right. And let's go to Philippians now. And we're going to start at the top. It says, "If there be therefore any consolation in the Mashiach, if any comfort of love, if any fellowship of the Spirit, if any bowels and mercies, fulfill ye my joy that you be like-minded, having the same love, loving of, it's like a being of one accord and of one mind. Let nothing be done through vain, it's like through strife or vain glory." All right. Vain, because the glory of this world is definitely vain, is empty. That's why, people in this world, to feel validated, they got to make sure that, other people have a good opinion about them. They care about how they're viewed from the public. And that's why Jacob cater to Jake in the world, man. They do all this gimmicky shit. You know what I'm saying? They got to get all the airtime. They got to get all this shine. They water down the truth and speak smooth things. To those that having itching ears because they're trying to seek glory for themselves, man. Yahawashi didn't seek glory for himself. He spoke thus saith the Lord, and he was hated more than he was loved because he was direct with it. He spoke the truth, man. He didn't cater to nobody's feelings. He didn't judge according to the sight of his eyes or none of that. He didn't have no respect of persons. Let's look up that word vainglory. And the word is kenodoxia, and it says vainglory, groundless self-esteem, empty pride, a vain opinion. You see? Because that's basically what glory is, man. Is having a high view or opinion about someone, right? So it says, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves. Look up that word lowliness of mind.
Strong's G 5012. Tapai nafrasune. Tapai nafrasune.
And it says down here, it says that having a humble opinion of oneself, a deep sense of one's moral littleness, modesty, humility, lowliness of mind. So basically, humiliation of the mind, man. Going back to what it says in Romans 12, we ought not to think of ourselves more highly than we ought to think. You know, because what we're gonna receive at the end of this, man, is gonna be way greater than this, man. We ain't gonna be in some little ballroom with balloons everywhere, and that's basically what you're gonna get. You know, you get some cake cut for you. You know what I'm saying? A few bottles. No, man, we're gonna be in a chariot in a ship, man, with Yahawashi. You know, that's a different kind of honor, man. That's the ultimate VIP section, man. The being on a chariot in the day of the Lord's judgment. The Lord putting a crown upon your head. The Lord, when He comes down and subdue the nations, sitting you at His table where He's gonna drink the wine new with you, the new yayan. That's a different kind of honor. That's the honor that we're hoping to receive. You see, but right now we're just lowly servants. So we have to have the lowliness of mind, and that's basically what humility is. All right, you see it in the description the apostle put here. The key to this ministry is enduring humiliation and having a low opinion of ourselves while we strive to finish the work and receive our crowns. And not the incorruptible, but it's like you're not the corruptible, but the incorruptible. Okay? And that's that everlasting life. So right now we're to be seen as, you know, in the eyes of the public, we're the offspring of the world, you know. We're the worst camp, we're bums, we're this and we're that. We're the worst Israelite group of all Israelite groups. All right. And it says, and this promotes selflessness, man. Yahawashi had that selfless, mindset. That's why he at times he showed humility to his own servants. He washed their feet. because he wasn't there to exalt himself. He let the Father exalt himself. It says, "Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem others better than themselves." These other camps, man, you don't really see that spirit on them. You don't see that meek and lowly spirit. But our elder apostles, they show that example, man. If you're gonna honor an elder, or you see him as your elder, the main way you do that is you emulate the qualities that your elder has. If your elder is diligent, you're gonna show honor in your elder by emulating that quality of diligence. You're gonna strive to be diligent. Apostle Paul said, "Follow me even as I follow Mashyach Yahawashi." The scriptures say, you know, mark that man, mark the perfect man, and observe him, and then thou shalt have peace. All right. It says, "Look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others. Let this mind be in you, which was also in the Mashiach Yahawashi, who being in the form of the Most High power, because he still had his divine nature about him, though it not thought it not robbery to be equal with the power, but made himself of no reputation," right? "And took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men. And being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. Wherefore the Most High also have highly exalted him." After he went through that, then he was exalted and given him a name which is above every name, that the name of Yahushua every knee should bow, of things in heaven, and they're doing that in the heavens, and things in earth, and things under the earth, right? But certain dudes are actually dishonoring Yahawashi on earth. They're not giving him his proper honor. Certain dudes that preach Yahawashi say you're not supposed to worship him. So you best believe when he shows up, he's gonna receive that. He gonna get that, man. And if you don't want to do that, off with your head. It says, "And that every tongue should confess that Yahawashi Mashyach is Lord, to the glory of the Most High, the Father." You see that? And let's jump down real quick. And it says, verse 14, "Do all things without murmurings and disputings, that you may be blameless and harmless, the sons of the Most High, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom you shine as lights in the world, holding forth the word of life, that I may rejoice in the day of Hamashiach," right? "That I have not run in vain." You know, we don't do this thing uncertainly, man. We know you not that we run in a race. So we want to be found worthy and approved on the day of a Mashiach, man. We want to found worthy at his appearing. It says, "Neither labored in vain." All right, all that work that you put in, you know what I'm saying? You want to make sure that you're stamped. There's no way of knowing that right now because we're still on the clock. We don't know what's going to happen between now and the final day when he finally shows up. So that's why we have to keep that humble attitude. It says, "Yeah, and if I be offered upon the sacrifice and service of your faith, I joy and rejoice with you all." So even if I have to die and be like a drink offering, poured unto the Most High, or even your faithful service is as an offering, because the scriptures, he even said it. We are to present our bodies as a living sacrifice. And wait, a Zabak, his name is what? Sacrifice, right? Well, we still are right here, you know? It says, for the same cause also do ye joy and rejoice with me. All right. So, hey, let this mind be in you as it was in Yahawashi, man. And he didn't receive honor from men. He sucked the honor of his father. And Lord willing, if we endure unto the end, we will receive that same honor. Second Ezra, the second chapter, the last, you know, the, from verse 40 on down, basically. Okay. So, this is kind of like my addition to the Elder Apostles video. Okay. This is not the mindset or attitude that we're to have. All right. We're gonna have the celebration at the wedding feast, the ceremony, the wedding ceremony that's gonna take place in a chariot. All right. So anyway, I hope this lesson was edifying. I'm gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahawashi Shai. To the next lesson. Shalom.